Hi, my name's Lou. This is a screen test for frostbite.
I just can't decide which one of you to buy a drink for. So I think I'll make it a double.
I'm super fast, super strong, and super.
Lou, as a little kid on the playground, I remember sometimes we'd get into it and someone would yell out, "My dad can beat your dad up on the playground." If you had ever had to say that,
I've heard those words in passing, but they were never aimed at me. I moved schools a little bit when I was younger, and he showed up mid his return to bodybuilding when he was about 335 pounds in that really tight 90s athletic wear. Kids stopped, they stared, and those words were never uttered.
Yeah, I can imagine. You know, it's interesting because it's a little bit different in terms of how your dad grew up. He was on Great Day Houston a few years ago, and he talked about being bullied because of his speech issues, right? Being deaf in one of his ears.
So my whole life is about overcoming virtually. Then I discovered bodybuilding, fitness, reading incredible Hulk comic books. That was my path to survive, and then got involved working out because I wanted to build up my self-esteem, because I was obsessed with power when I was a kid. I said, someday I want to be so powerful, so strong, nobody could pick on me.
Yeah.
I did a good job at it.
Yeah,
huh?
you did. You did.
But little did he know at that time that what he dealt with as a curse as a child would serve as his motivation to succeed.
I can't say that I wasn't bullied. I was heavier. Around 10, 11, I got into this really thick, chubby face. You know, kids could be pretty cruel. And, you know, still to this day, I've been on the cover of Iron Man on Muscle and Fitness with my father. And still to this day, as good a shape as I am, I look in the mirror and I think back to those exact words. They used to call me tons of fun. I value those experiences, as traumatic as they were, because it drives me to look better, to do better, to work harder, and so forth.
You truly are your parents' child, both an athlete and an actor. The acting part came a little bit later. In that combination, what made you decide to go into those two things? Obviously, you saw what your parents did. Did you ever want to do anything else?
I really, really tried. I went to college, graduated. I knew that's what my mom wanted from me. So I did that. And, you know, I from an early age, I did a film called Cage 2 with my father, a brief little walk-on part. From that moment on, it was almost as if I was me today, thinking, I'm gonna be this in my 30s, in my 20s. I knew I was gonna grow up to do that. But then I interned at ICM, a big talent agency in Los Angeles. I worked construction. I worked in a 4-star Italian restaurant, selling retail. I did party planning. When I took my first acting class, I was like, okay, now I know what I don't want to do, and this is what I'll be doing.
And the great thing about you is you've been able to do so many different things. I mean, you've done commercial work, you've done the television work, the film work. Did you ever feel like it was difficult to draw that line between Lou Ferrigno Daddy and Lou Ferrigno you?
In the beginning, there was, I think before I really got involved in the real business, because, you know, there's this name and I was so intrinsically attached to my father and the reputation that he's built for himself. But when you look at us, we look different. I favor my mother, her coloring more so. And he has a hearing impairment, 85% hard of hearing since he was about 2 years old. So that limits him in many ways in terms of dialogue, in terms of his inflection. And so I knew that I was a different product. So once they started hiring me for commercials, I was thinking, I came into this job as an actor, trying to book jobs on my own accord. And when they started paying me, that's when I knew it was real.
And you were able to do a lot of things, which a lot of people can't say that as actors.
I'm really, really lucky. I got to tell you, I'm really blessed and lucky to have a wonderful family, wonderful parents, to come from a place that's been very supportive of what I've chosen to do, even though it was, you know, rocky at times getting to where I wanted to be. But I always wanted to attack my weak points and I wanted to be better. So in terms of being an improv comedian, that was tough for guys in my category because I'm used to being, you know, a jock, I played sports, but I was always nice. I always got along with the kids that were brave enough to be actors. In retrospect, it's kind of cool, the variety of things I've been blessed to do.
Yeah, you know, Lou, I gotta tell you, I saw the cover of Iron Man magazine. You have no weak points.
Oh, thank you. Lighting is amazing, though. I'll tell you. You know, you put lighting and self-tanner on, miracles happen.
Yeah, I don't think lighting and self-tanner did that. But all right, let's talk about your project, Dreamcatcher.
Dreamcatcher's out now. It's streamed just about anywhere. It's on Amazon Prime. Suspense thriller in the vein of Scream. I know you did last summer from the 90s, the whodunit. Lots of fun, exciting, scary moments.
Nightshade.
Being a homicide detective must be tough. You still experiencing insomnia?
Well, I woke up standing on my front lawn.
I really think we should continue with the hypnotherapy.
Nightshade will be my first lead. I'm very excited. I'm very proud of this work. We completed it before COVID, and then now due to this pandemic, that seems to be on its way out.
And then
Yes.
Blackout.
Blackout was awesome. Blackout was right before pandemic. I used to watch Nick Nolte in all these films growing up, and he was a mega movie star. And then December 2020, I'm sitting in a car, sitting in a car with Nick Nolte on my right, Josh Duhamel behind me, and I'm like, I've done something right, because right now this is a dream come true. So that should be coming out. Dates aren't set, but when we get dates, I'll have them for you.
All right. Some of your other interests, you mentioned loving to be creative and dealing with art. You really do art, and we've seen it on your Instagram post.
So I've been working on this, something along those lines.
Very cool.
Very cool. You're right. So it's a way for me to really have a creative expression without worrying about the day-to-days of being an actor and the struggles of uncertainty, which is, I live in a world of hope and I live in a world of faith in terms of when I'm going to work next. And the question is if I will ever work again with acting. Once it's gone, you never know when it's coming back. So being creative is something that just pours out of me. So I need to harness that in canvas, work on my breathing, and try to stay as creative as possible at times when I don't have control, which is very often.
You also share hope and faith in your philanthropic work, working with the Paradigm Malibu, the people in treatment.
That's some of my proudest time in this life. I was blessed enough. I worked as an exercise therapist. I was contacted by this teen rehab group where they were sent to a rehab center for drugs, alcohol, self-mutilation, body dysmorphia, really traumatic things when you really see the struggles that are plaguing kids. Having guidance from someone such as myself that is not their parent, but also, I just spoil the surprise for you, but I am a man. I believe in what I say, and I'm a man of my word, thanks to my mother. So teaching these kids and implementing discipline within these kids' regimens through my love and passion for fitness was such a blessing. And to see kids that had never worked out before find fitness as an outlet, as opposed to drugs, as opposed to alcohol, whatever, it was some of the most gratifying moments in my entire life.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, after interviewing your dad, because I was a kid who grew up watching The Incredible Hulk, I was left with what a kind soul he was. And it looks like, as you mentioned with your mom and him, that they passed that on to you. I want to end with something from your Instagram of the countless critical lessons your father has taught you. What was one of them?
Be on time and be nice. Daily. I could be either on a phone call to Wells Fargo, who's based in Virginia, and they're like, by the way, is there any relation with your name? And I'm like, yeah. And people love him. Friday night CBS, when the Hulk was on, it was one of the biggest shows on television. But to this day, he's a big man, big hands, big head, big lumbering physique, bellowing voice, but he's just been very kind and gentle. And I just aim to do him proud and do my family proud and really stand for something that matters in this business.
Yeah. And then, of course, one of the other lessons he taught you, which is so important for a fitness model, Louis, whenever you see a camera,
flex. Always. You gotta flex, But the thing is, there you go. You're gonna side try.
Oh, wait.
There you go.
There it is. There it is right there.
Look at that. Look at you. What? I love it.
Okay, I'm not messing around, Lou. It's a good thing we're virtual because I took your dad on with a hand wrestle there.
Oh, really?
Get set, go.
We were in person.
Okay. Well, then the time will come. All right. We'll see. All right.
Lou, congratulations to all of your success, and thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.